Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stamper's Niche, and I'm coming to you to share it's a fun fold and card, and it pops and it does a little bit of everything. I'm excited to share it with you, and no matter where you're watching from, we're getting here in Alberta close to the longest day of the year as far as sunlight goes. Every day has 24 hours, but it is almost June 21st, and that means we have the most hours of daylight during the year. And I just love the long hours of so much daylight. In the winter it's the reverse, but we get lots now. So it's daylight really early in the morning, and it's daylight until very late at night. It's 10:30, maybe even, it's still daylight out. It's hard to go to sleep sometimes, especially if you have young kids. So as we go down to my desk, do you have any little traditions or ways that you celebrate the longest day of the year for daylight? Or is there something that you like about more sunlight during the day or more daylight during the day? So is there a special way that you celebrate? Is there a tradition that you do in your family? Or what is something you like about having more hours of daylight in the day? So share that with us. I know that I thoroughly enjoy just having that daylight, and it just seems to give me a little bit more energy. Although when I was teaching, often we had problems with kids because they didn't want to go to sleep at night, and then they were sleepy and groggy in the morning. So I am going to show you a fun fold that was brand new to me, and I received it as a gift, and it's also going to use designer paper. So I'm just going to remind you that there's a designer paper sale on right now, and you can find the papers if you go here. It's also right here. And if you decide to shop and purchase anything from my online store, I would love it if you would use that hostess code. So just to give you a heads up. Now, I received this card from Sylvia Pernick, and it's so pretty, but look what happens. You give it a little push, and look at how it stands up like that. So this is the front of the card, and this is the back of the card. So here's a spot to write, and there it is like that. Now, I don't know the name of this card, so if you know the name of this fold, please let me know, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. I would love to know. And now you will notice that basically it is a regular half sheet of cardstock folded in half the long way. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. So when I talked to Sylvia about it, she got the idea from Barb, who got the idea from, you know how ideas get passed around, and I love that stampers share ideas so readily. So we're going to recreate this, and you can see it's a great way to use some of those scraps of designer paper, and we're just going to go for it. So I'm going to put that to the side. And the designer paper I am using is called Hello Irresistible. Now, I've got my scraps in here, and I've only got a couple of sheets left. Now, this designer paper is part of the sale. So there are 13 different kinds of designer paper on sale for 15% off. This is one, and you might be saying, but I don't see that in the catalog. No, it's one of the online exclusives. So when you go to my website and you click on the Shop Now button, go down and check out the online exclusives. I'm also going to put the link on my pages afterwards in the description on YouTube here. So the paper that we're going to use is this paper right here, which goes with some of the papers. The colors that are found there are Daffodil Delight, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. So now there are more colors, in that designer paper, but this particular sheet, those are the colors. Then I decided to bring in some black. So we're going to use a card base. Many of you helped me make this decision. So we're going to use a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to score it at 1 1/2, 3 1/2, 5 1/2, 7 1/2, 9 1/2. Now you might be saying that's a bit of scoring. It's actually when you see how it goes together, because the 5 1/2 is the halfway mark, right? And then this is just like that. So it comes together pretty easily. So then we're going to have these 3 pieces of designer paper plus 1 basic white. These are all the same size, and these are 1 3/4 by 4. So that's going to be these panels here and these 2 panels here. Then we have some more basic white, 2 pieces, that is 1 1/4 by 4. So the height of everything is 4, but this is a little narrower, and that is for these panels right here. And then we have some scrap paper to do some stamping on. We have some little pieces. Now these, there's no magic formula for the size of these, and I'll explain and you'll understand later. But I'm using 2 that are 3 1/4 by 1 1/2, and they're folded in half so that they're 3 1/4 square. So the 1 1/2 side, I did it at 3 1/4. But this is sort of random. You can just do whatever with that. And then I'm going to bring in, well, it would have been a scrap piece. I've already cut it out, a circle like that. So let's do the scoring first and see how that goes. Now you can use your paper trimmer, the scoring tool on your paper trimmer, but when I have lots of score lines like this, I absolutely love my Simply Scored. So we're going to bring it in like this and put that right there. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. So the 11-inch side is at the top. We're going to score at 1 1/2, 3 1/2, 5 1/2, 7 1/2, and 9 1/2, just like that. All right, so we'll put that away. That's all the scoring we're going to do. And remember, I always share the measurements and the paper sizes in my Thursday newsletters, so you can always get the details all written down on Thursday's newsletter. So because I'm used to folding in half, I'm just going to do that right off the bat. So I've got the half like that. Now the next line in is going to go this way. And the next one is going to go, so they're all folding in, and I'm making sure my edges line up. So far it's looking like that, right? Well, actually, this one could come out. So, sorry, there we go. So it looks like that. Now I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to fold this one in and this one out. So now it looks just a smidge funny, but now when I put it in half, and it's going to be like that, so the outside piece here, so the piece that is 1 1/2 inches wide, we're going to glue this together. We're going to cover this with glue. You can use whatever glue you want. I would use a fairly strong one. You could use Seal Plus. You can use your green glue, whichever you're comfortable using. Just like that. Now I'm going to fold it in half and just hold it together for a minute, like that. While it's doing that, let's see how we're going to arrange the pieces. So if I look at Sylvia's here, this is going to go here, this is going to go here, and then one of the white pieces here, just like that. Now, she embossed that white piece just to add some interest. I could have used colored cardstock here. I could have used more designer paper. I could have even flipped this over and used this side here. But I chose to do a little embossing. So I put these papers in the Fern 3D embossing folder ahead of time and ran them through. And I just thought that would add some interest. It kind of goes with the leaves of this. Maybe I should show you the stamp that we're using too. So we've got these. So the stamp I'm going to use is called Wild and Sweet. Now this stamp set is found on page, let me just find it for you, page 85 of the catalog. So it's this one here. This is a returning favorite. I love it. I love the detail in this. And if you like this stamp set, go back one page to this page, page 83, and here's one that's very similar, and it includes words as well, whereas this one doesn't have any words with it. So you might want to look at that. So we're using this stamp set, and we're going to actually use this stamp right here. And so I thought pandas, leaves, that's all going to work out well together. So now I just have to stop and think here a little bit. So we're going to put this up here, and we're going to do the little mechanism that holds this up here. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my two little hinges. I'm going to make sure that they are folded well, just like that. And I know, because I planned ahead, that this is going to be about like that. So I want my hinge to be about here. And you'll notice that this, well, let me just see here, this fold here, each of my hinges, so the fold of each of my hinges is going to come up to that fold. Does that make sense? So that's what my goal is. I'm going to do that right now, and you can watch me do it. Ooh, I got a lot of glue on there. If that ever happens, just take another piece of paper, and then you've got two for the price of one, right? So this one here, again, I'm just going to watch my placement, and it doesn't matter as long as this little tab that flips up is going to be covered by your focal point, okay? So that one's going to go there. Notice it's just right up to the fold line. The neat thing about this card is you can just twist it, fold it everywhere you want, any way you want. So here's my other piece. I'm going to do the same here. Bring it up to the fold. Now, I chose to do this before I added my designer paper so that the designer paper would hide some of that. Obviously, you don't need to. On this card here, it was on the outside. You can do it whichever way you want, but that's my thinking there. Then now I can put the designer paper down. And I'll put this one here. And you could mix up your designer papers, whatever. I'm just being consistent with the paper here. And some of you are saying, what did you say the name of that paper was again? It's called Hello Irresistible, and it's gorgeous, gorgeous paper. So we've got this side done like that. Now we need to put our white piece here. See how easily it comes together? Now, the question always is, will people know what to do with it when they get it? Will they know that it pops up if they give it a little nudge? And I'm hoping so. But if you happen to be around when they open it, you can always give them a little guidance, right? Now it's up to you where you want the piece that you're going to write on to go and where you want this to go. I think I'll put this one here. Like that. I'm going to hang on to this just in case I decide to stamp on it. So there we go. We'll put that like that. put the lid on this. Now, we're this way now. We just have to do our focal point. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp this cute bear right on this paper here. I really only need part of the bear, but that's okay. So I'm inking it up, and when it's a big stamp, I always ink upside down so I can see that the ink is being covered, or the stamp is being covered, I should say. The other thing is when it's not our regular ink pads, but when it's like the Memento Black, I put my pointy finger here to give it a little bit of pressure in the middle of the pad. Just like that. Now we're going to stamp. And because it is a big one, I'm putting lots of pressure, especially in the middle. Okay, not the edges so much, but the middle. And just like that, we have that wonderful detail. Isn't that fabulous? I just love that. So there we go, we've got that. And now I'm going to bring in the 2 and 3/8 inch circle punch. This is new, in one of our new punches. This one is in the catalog. The other 2 circle punches are in the online exclusive, so you can see either way. So now I'm going to decide what part of this do I want. I'm going to zero in here on the face. Do I want to go a little bit more that way? Maybe get some leaves in there. Yeah, I think I want to go that way and get some leaves. Just like that. Put that to the side. So now we've got that done. And I'm going to fasten these 2 together just with some glue. You can use whatever your glue of choice is. And that circle was cut out using the Stylish Shapes dies. Let me just bring the case in so you can see the number. Oh, sorry, I got too much stuff in there. You can't see. Stylish Shapes, and I used the second, not the largest, but the second largest circle there. But you could use whatever you want. And now the goal is, instead of dimensionals, these are going to be what causes it to pop up. We're going to put this on here. And so all we're going to do is put glue on these flaps right here. Now you can decide what kind of embellishments you would want on here, or if you want any. I could have added some ribbon. I could twine that would maybe fit this. Just a second. There we go. I could have sponged color in there, but I kind of like how that is. So just like that, we have got whatever this card is called, like that. So now on this piece here, I'm wondering if I want to catch a little bit of the tree. We could try that. I'm going to bring in some scrap paper just so I don't make too big a mess. We'll ink this up again. And what did I say I was catching? A little bit of the tree. I only need to put ink on this side. And let's see how this works. Of course, I always say have a flat surface, and I've got all that stuff. Just like that. And when I pick this up, I have a little bit of interest there. Not tons, but just enough to make it interesting. So I'm going to go like this. And I forgot to grab some embellishments. So I'm just trying to think in my head about what is handy. Oops, there we go. So that's that. And let's just see. We have the classic matte dots, which I'm just about out of. It's just about time to put in a few orders, I think. And I think some of these black ones would look good. So let's bring in this. Just see how quickly and easily this card comes together. And it just looks so good. Actually, I'm going to start with a larger one first. Now, I ran out of black, as you can see, so I colored some of the gray with the black blends. So you can always change the color of your embellishments. And should we put one over here? One down there. I was stamping with some ladies the other night, and we were laughing about how sometimes the hardest part of making a card is knowing where to put the embellishments. So just like that, we have a fun card. You could easily stamp your envelope or use your embossing folder on your envelope flap. That looks really neat too. So what do you think of that card? And what do you think this should be called? So here's the one Sylvia gave me. Right there. Here's this one. Now, I was originally, when I started to design this card, I was looking at maybe doing one that was just words. So I brought out my Good Feelings stamp set, and when I opened it up, I had all this pre-stamped stuff in here. I haven't made the card, but I had some of these cut out. So can you imagine? Let's just flip this over. That would look really neat on a card too, and just concentrate on words. So whatever the occasion is, or whatever stamps you have and want to use, this would be super, a super design for that kind of thing. Now remember, many 12 of the designer papers found in the catalog are on sale right now. Even this one down here. This is a big mega pack, 48 sheets, and it is 15% off too. So you've got a lot of your designer papers that are on sale. I am putting together an order right away here to stock up on that. So for the month of June, for those of you who aren't familiar with what the specials are in June, Stampin' Up! Is offering the Designer Series paper sale. So 13 different Designer Series papers are on sale for 15% off. The other thing is there's a starter kit sale. So what that means, a starter kit is always the very best deal in the catalog. And there are no penalties or hooks or hidden problems with it. You can do with it whatever you want. So when you order the starter kit, you can go to my website, again, this one right here, and click Join Now, and you can choose any product of your choice. It can be stuff that's on sale, that's the clearance rack, the catalog, anything that is currently available, and make it to the amount that the cart starter kit is being offered for. And it's usually $165. During the month of June, it's $206 worth of product for $135. Yes, you heard that right. $206 worth of product for $135. And there's no shipping and handling and no GST. And they throw a few extra things in, like a paper pumpkin kit and some extra catalogs and that kind of thing. So some people join just to get the starter kit because it's the best deal. Some people join because they are wanting to be a happy shopper. They want to get the starter kit, get good deal, and then have a discount on future shopping. And some join to share the experience with others and to turn it into a little business. So it's totally up to you what you want to do, but that is available, and I just wanted you to know that. The other thing that I wanted you to know, there's a new paper pumpkin kit available. You must order it by July 10th. Then it will ship July 11th. And it's Fun in the Sun. And these are 9 fun fold cards. So there are 3 different designs. So 3 each of 3. And they're fun folds and they're fun and summary cards. So just things to be aware of and know that are happening in June. And I think that is pretty much it. I think that's what I wanted to share with you right now. I would love if you make this card, if you would share the card. If you're on Facebook, maybe you could put it in the comments, a photo, or you could, if you're on YouTube, you could send a picture to me, that kind of thing. I would love that. So if you like this card, let me know in the comments. And a big thank you to everyone who leaves comments and encourages me and shares this video and subscribes. So thank you so much for joining me. Take care and bye-bye.